Good day to all. LeRoyyMcCoyys here. Sabah al khair to everybody who just opened their eyes. Hope you have a wonderful day. But this is a series of I guess I'm gonna call them dream logs. This is separate from the LeRoyyMcCoyy's where I'm like teaching you about things. This is also for my growth as well. So if you could have an idea, like I'm telling you my dreams, like, oh, I think it means this, just type it in here, boom, because you know what? Some parts of my dreams I can interpret and some other parts I can't. And maybe one of you people that's listening be like, oh wow, or you could come, oh, my dream, I had a dream like this, and we all work together, because there's something very special about dreams. You know, when we go to sleep and our physical bodies are rest, our consciousness experiences other things. I don't know what it is yet, but it does definitely experience other things. And last night, it's actually this morning, I woke up at like 4:55, 5 o'clock just to go pee-pee. I made a cup of tea real quick, because I'm not going to lie, I think I fell asleep. My mouth was open, like, had a little, like, you know, when your throat was, like, sore. Like, I don't know if that's what it was, but so I drank some tea, went pee-pee, and I went back to sleep. And I had this dream, and most of I'm not going to tell you guys, because that's not the important part. I was in, like, some street by my house, like some dark, windy road, and it was, like, a house, a 2-floor house, but they turned into, like, a restaurant. And the waiter kept playing jokes, like he's playing jokes to everybody. And I went to take a bite of my food, and it wasn't there, and he had it. And I was like, you know what, that's it. Like, you can play with everything, but don't play with my food. And I got up and I walked out, like, and it was mad. All these people from my past were in my dream, and I'm leaving, and then I see my cousin Matt, and Matt came with me on the journey, because I walked away, like, but I realized I was going the wrong direction, so I turned around and walked this way, and I met up with my cousin, and we embarked on this mission together, and we came to this point where we looked down, and there was all these, like, sort of, I don't want to say cubicles, that's the closest idea, they're like cubicles of cement, but all different heights and sizes and shapes, and like, so, and we're above it, we're looking down, so we jumped down onto them, and then the grasses are below it, and the police are there, and they're taking these rocks and marking, like, the walls of each cubicle, like, they're searching each cubicle, and they're, like, scratching, okay, it's not this one, and I don't know why I had a feeling like they might have been looking at me, so I just, you know, like, mad smooth just came out from one of the cubicles, like, me and my cousin just so smoothly did it, like, and they didn't pay any mind to us. So I get to this playground, and I don't know if you guys know, in the kiddie playgrounds they have these things where it's like, it'll be a wall, but it'll be like I don't want to say glass, but like a clear bubble, like a dome thing, so like the kids could be right here and they could look out, and so they could like sort of almost go out, but it's like it's a dome, but they can't really, you know, and they could look out and they So I'm there, and I see all these people, like, it was like maybe 7 or 10 people in this little glass dome on the other side of it. They were like, hey, trying to get my attention. And I'm worried about other things. Like, there's like this person there, this girl trying to get my attention. She like keeps trying to take me by the hand and like lead me like away from the park. But there's like in that glass bowl, there's all these people and they're trying to get my attention. They finally got my attention, and I give them like yeah, like I acknowledge you there, and like, oh yeah, you people. And they were like, oh no, like you don't get it. Like they were trying to really show me something. But in my dreams always the craziest things can happen, and I will never second guess. Like, wait, why is it? I'll just accept everything as it is in my dream. Like, you know, something could be mad weird in my dream, and I'll never be like, oh, why is this like that? So anyways, I acknowledged them, but not in the way that they wanted me to. I didn't really understand what their purpose. They were trying to tell me something or show me something. And so I just gave them like the heads up, like, yeah, whatever, like, I see you guys, like, what? And they were like, oh, no, like, he doesn't get it. And there was this girl. I was on the phone. Some other girl from my past had called me, and this girl is taking me by my hand. I'm on the phone with one girl, and the other girl is taking me by my hand. She's taking me to the corner. She's like, and I get off the phone, and she's like, listen, why didn't you want, like, me to, like, be here for something? Like, how come that time you wanted me to leave? Or, like, something like that. And I was like, I don't really know why, but, and you know what? Just talking about it, see, this helps me, because just talking about it helps me come to a realization, because this past week or so, I'm going to do it for 40 days, but for this past week or so, I haven't been smoking, I haven't been drinking, I cut out a lot of foods from my life, sexual, like, you know, those encounters, I've stopped all those things, but at times, like, at night, I still crave, like, like, I just want a cheeseburger, I want some cheese and some meat, like, because meat, wheat, and dairy, those are the 3 bad things, and I'm not saying out there for everybody, oh, don't eat meat, wheat, and dairy, don't smoke weed, don't drink, don't have sex, don't do all these things. This is my path, that, like, everyone has their own path to illumination, you know, to enlightenment, and I feel like this is my path. If you want to, if you feel like it's the right path for you, go ahead, by all means, try it, but I'm not forcing my path on anybody else. This is just my path that I chose. So, like, I have it's hard, but, you know, I gotta do it for 40 days. That's my goal, and it's only been, like, a week or so, like, a little bit, like, give or take. Like, I didn't mark the first day, I should have, but it's been either a little more or a little less than 1 week, so I need to really clean up my mindset. Even though I'm abstaining from these things, it's still, like, I want to do, like, at night, I'll be like, oh, man, like, I just want to eat, like, cheeseburger, or, like, some cheese, or, like, some chicken, like, my mom be cooking all this good stuff, and I just, like, And you know, it's another thing, not to be always jumping around and getting off topic, but every time, because I be going, like, I'll fast, like, I'll do, like, a couple days, like, fasting, like, so, you know, just to center my body. I've been eating a lot of junk, let me fast, but the day I start fasting is when all these cakes and sweets pop in my house. My abuela comes over with a big pernil, like, a whole bunch of pork, and, like, all this stuff that I know I shouldn't eat, but it always makes its way into my life when I'm fasting. Like, I was fasting, and I went to the bagel shop yesterday. I used to deliver bread. The guy's like, oh, here, take this. It's red velvet with chocolate things in the inside. Eat it, eat it. And you know what, like, it's like, I still want these things. So back to the dream. So these things, like, I've abstained from them, but you know, in my soul, like, in my heart, I still crave them, like, and I have to purify that part of me to where it's to the point where I don't even want to do these things. I don't even want, like, you know, it's not like they control me, because this girl, I feel like those people in my dream, and I never have the same dream twice, but I wish when I go back to sleep or when I go dream again, I could go back to that dome and speak to these people, because they were really trying to tell me something. But this girl, I was on the phone with one girl, and this other girl grabbed my hand, and she just led me away, and they were like, and I let them lead me away in the dream. I was just like, you know, like in oblivion, like in like a dream state, you know. She's taking me by the hand, walking me. She sits me down, sits on my lap, like across my lap, and she's like, listen, how come you wanted me to leave, or something? How come you didn't want me to be with you, or something like that? Like, she was trying to, like, you know, trying to get back into my, like, to be like, oh, no, you know I want you, know. I was like, that's what they, and deep down in my heart, I still crave bad things, like sex. I still want it, you know, from, you know, something that you do all the time since, for, like, the past, what, like, since I was 16, you know, being all these girls and stuff. And then just stop me. Like, I still, like, a part of me still wants to engage in those things. And a part of me still wants to eat double cheeseburgers and stuff like that. And bad food, chicken and stuff that I know I shouldn't eat. Stuff that creates an acidic environment. But I really need to work on purifying myself. Like, because those people had a message for me. They did. And that's it. I got to go to class. But I love y'all. That's my dream. Bees.